My husband Ben, 36, and his ex-wife Kate, 34, share 2 kids, both teens. They split custody 50-50, with no monthly child support, but Ben pays all insurance and medical costs, as well as extracurriculars. He also puts $150 each in a college fund each month. I have a teen daughter myself. Ben made a base income but got bonuses and commissions. On commission checks, he would send Kate 50% of it, and on bonuses, he would send Kate 35%. This was not court-ordered but very regular. Well, Ben was in a wreck and couldn't work for 5 months. He got fired, so we called a lawyer. It took 3 months to find another job that could cater to his new disabilities, but he took a huge pay cut and no more bonuses or commission. I paid all the bills plus his child obligations, including the average sum of what he sent Kate extra per month during this time. After realizing his pay wouldn't recover, we talked to Kate and told her we can no longer afford to send her extra as we weren't making it. She seemed to understand. During this time, my child turned 16 and saved up $4,000 for a car. I've always promised to match whatever they save. This money was already put away, and we got a car for $6,000. My kid pays her own insurance and gas. Ben's teen daughter saw and somehow got Kate to lease a car. In fairness, Kate didn't consult us about it. The next month, she hits us up for money. After some discussion, she assumed we figured out the money after seeing us buy my daughter a car. We explained that's not the case, but she got so angry, cursing us, and ended up taking us to court for child support. The court determined that Kate makes significantly more than Ben and she needs to pay $300 a month in child support for him and reimburse insurance. His past income didn't matter since he is now considered disabled. It has been about 3 months since, and Kate's entire family is blowing us up, telling us how horrible and evil we are. They say Kate is being threatened with eviction and Ben's daughter's car is being repoed. They say it's my fault because Kate only leased it since she expected us to keep paying. They claim her paying child support means she can afford rent, and I am spoiling my daughter, playing favorites. Kate also says that my income plays a role since the kids live with me 50% of the time. So I am horrible to deprive the kids. This makes me feel horrible. Am I the idiot here? I could pay, but I wouldn't be able to save since I am paying more since Ben makes way less. Not the idiot. Spouses have nothing to do with the financial responsibility of a child. The biological parents are responsible for child support, point blank. It is her own damn fault for assuming anything. Honestly, your husband was more than generous before the accident. Like really, had it been me, my ex wouldn't have seen any of my bonus or commissions. She screwed herself in taking you all to court. She made her bed, let her lay in it. She sounds very greedy and entitled to me, and you all are doing 50-50. She's lucky she saw anything. I am honestly shocked. Exactly. Any bonus or commission extras, I'd be putting into a college or savings account or directly buying things the kids needed, e.g., nicer upgrades for things they need for a sport or hobby. I wouldn't have just handed it over directly to the ex. I hope that the extras were documented for when they went to court. Kate was foolish and greedy. She is now paying the consequences. This is also none of Kate's family's business too. They don't get a vote. Block them. I just love the fact that Kate was cursing you and taking Ben to court, and yet she gets stuck paying child support. Wow, nothing like schadenfreude. Disconnect your guilt button. You have nothing to feel guilty about or horrible about. Kate brought this on herself. You should not have to suffer. Honestly, Op should tell Kate's family that if they're so concerned, then they can help Kate out financially. Then block them. Hello. Well, Kate makes significantly more money and somehow can support fewer people? She is asking the one who makes significantly less to support her. No, she just wants to live above her means. Karma bit her butt when she was greedy. I, a male teen, recently got my twin sister expelled from school after reporting her for the bullying she did. I don't think I did anything wrong, and my grandpa, 72M, is on my side. But parents, both 40, think I betrayed my sister. My sister has never been the nicest person. She got in trouble for bullying in elementary school and earlier in middle school. She has gotten detention in ISS before, but this is the worst punishment she has gotten so far. She can be mean to our siblings and cousins too if she wants to. We're in 8th grade now. A few weeks ago, I was playing basketball outside during lunch, which we allowed to do. My friends and I were having a good time when we saw a boy crying on the grass. My friends and I went to see what was wrong. This boy was telling us about how he was bullied by a group of kids for being preppy, posting skincare routines on TikTok, Starbucks iced coffee, generally seen as a more feminine male aesthetic. Kids were calling him gay and slurs when he is not gay. We told him we thought he was cool. He started discussing skincare and fashion with us. We don't know much about it, so me and my friends were trying to talk about Nike and stuff about fashion we did know, mostly sports stuff. And he actually knew quite a bit about it. He said he started taking courses at a local college about fashion history. He is also the same age as us. After we calmed him down, we asked if he wanted to play ball with us, and we were amazed at how good he was. He said he is not really into sports, but he was so naturally good. He had us playing our hardest and scored against a few of us when playing in teams. We encouraged him to potentially try out for the team in high school, and he said he'd consider it. Over the few weeks, we've started to hang out with him more and more. We were at the park playing with him, and he dropped his phone. One of my friends picked it up and unintentionally opened up the messages on Instagram since he got a notification for it. He saw someone text him awful stuff. The boy noticed my sister was one of the kids sending him the messages. We told him it wasn't okay and that we go to AP with him. My sister and her friends were called into the office, and they all got into a bunch of trouble. It was her, 3 other girls, and 2 other boys, one of which is her boyfriend. My sister was the ringleader and the cruelest, so she got the harshest punishment and was expelled. My mother and father said I shouldn't have gone to AP and instead talked to them. My grandfather has a different perspective since he was involved in progressive activist groups in his teen years and college years. And while he is straight, he saw his gay friends get bullied and was horrified about what she was doing, even though it was to a straight boy. My sister is calling me an idiot, a snitch, and says she hates me. My friends are reassuring me we did the right thing. Not the idiot. I think you did your sister a long-term favor. If she never has any consequences, how will she learn? If your parents always coddle those behaviors, she won't see a reason to change. Even now, it seems like she has no regard for the person she hurt. She is only mad that she is in trouble. You did the right thing. Your sister sucks, and she should be punished. Betrayal? How about she learns how to be a decent human being? Sounds like she is only mad because she got caught and is in trouble. Does she show any remorse to the person she hurt? Your sister has been doing this a long time, and she hasn't changed. Your parents obviously didn't solve anything from the past, so what good would it do just to tell them? Anyway, stand proud for what you did. We need more people like you in the world. You didn't get sis expelled, she did. If you hadn't been there, your friend still would have asked him to join them, and sis still would have been caught. Your parents protecting her from the consequences of her actions will make her worse. Also, huge props to you and your friends for not only talking to him but including him in your group even though he has different interests. Not everyone at your age would do that, and your grandpa sounds like an amazing person and the best role model. I, 25 female, have 4 older siblings. Seeing my parents regret having kids and struggle financially and physically, I realized at a young age I didn't want children. I love kids, and spoiling my nieces and nephews is what keeps me alive, but I've never wanted any on my own. I worked my whole life set on the one career, so why would I give it up for 18 years of regret? My husband doesn't want kids either, but he too loves our nieces and nephews. Well, my mother-in-law is a strong believer in the man being the breadwinner and woman being a stay-at-home mother and housewife. She is very old-fashioned, and so is my husband's sister. My mother-in-law doesn't have any respect for me after finding out that I want to be having kids. Every time I see her, she makes comments like, "At your age, I already had kids," or "What are you even doing with your life with no kids?" It annoys me, but my husband says to just ignore it, and we only have to see her at family events. Now, here comes the bad part. My father-in-law never wanted kids, but mother-in-law baby trapped him, and when my husband was 10, they divorced. Mother-in-law was depressed for a very long time and is still in love with him. The other day, me and my husband were invited to a small family get-together, and of course, we went. Everything went well, and I was having fun. I picked up my husband's kid cousin and started playing with her. Mother-in-law took notice of this and walked over to me and said, "See, isn't he that easy? Now you just have to have your own kids and do this. I mean, what else could you possibly be doing in your life? Stop slacking off." This annoyed me, and in the moment, I just said, "Oh, I don't want kids." Hey, kind of like father-in-law's name. Who knows? Maybe my marriage will work out, unlike yours, because you're too selfish to take other people's feelings and wants into account. Mother-in-law stood there absolutely dumbfounded before bursting into tears. Everyone immediately rushed over, and when mother-in-law told them, some laughed, and some were mad. I felt so awful. I wished Heidi never said it. My husband dragged me to the car and said that although she had it coming, I could have found something else to say instead of absolutely tearing into her like that. I've received a few messages saying the same thing but mostly calling me a messed up idiot. So am I the idiot? Not the idiot. That was long overdue, and if your husband had handled his mom sooner and not let it go on for so long, it all could have been avoided. Just ignore it is the biggest cop-out from the husband. I feel like a lot of bad situations on here could be avoided if someone really handled things sooner before the ultimate burst. Many times my husband would say if that were me, it would never even have gotten to that point. But I also get it is hard for people to really put up and enforce their boundaries, especially in a strong, assertive yet respectful way. It took me many years. Not the idiot. It's always the worst when people who constantly degrade and belittle others are absolutely beside themselves when someone has the audacity to be honest with them. She was counting on you never saying anything to challenge her. Well, color her surprised. What family doesn't he realize is that she has been bleeding you with 1,000 cuts, and you finally retaliated with a club to the face. You've probably taken more damage and suffered more pain. But that kind of blunt force trauma is more visible. That is why they think you're worse. The wife and I don't want kids, and according to someone, I appear vaguely menacing when I tell people off. Sick burn. I am 19 female, a current college freshman, and I am part of a student committee that reaches out to incoming students to help them transition into the school. For low-income students, defined as kids who will be on 100% financial aid when they come here, we're supposed to ask if they want to be a part of special programs for low-income kids. A lot of programs exist to help them when they arrive. I met with an incoming student, 18 male, whose family income is around $65,000 a year. The cutoff for full financial aid at our school is an income of $70,000, and students with family incomes of up to around $200,000 typically get some percentage of aid. As one of the students on 100% aid, he is marked as low income and will be in the most economically disadvantaged 20% of students here. I was supposed to ask if he wants to be considered for special low-income tutoring programs, low-income social organizations, and other programs for disadvantaged kids. Our school offers a lot since low-income kids usually struggle the most with their grades and getting involved when they arrive. The kid became very upset and started saying he is not low-income or disadvantaged, and his parents have good jobs. He was extremely offended. I wasn't trained on what to say in such an instance, and it was awkward, so I just had to be like, well, your profile right here says you are, and he was mad. He was super upset when the meeting ended, which was counterproductive. Not the idiot, but your school couldn't have named it any better. Hey, do you want to sign up for poor kid help? You want government cheese, you poor bastard? Or hey, we got stuff for poor people like you, poverty McPoorface. I was 100% on financial aid, and no one referred to me as low income ever. Hello? Well, seriously though, this will be a lesson for op, albeit a tough one. The way I put it to that young man was so offensive. I also didn't care for the implication that kids from poorer households don't do as well in school. That's stereotyping at its finest and so freaking untrue. In my opinion, regardless of what will inevitably be quoted from statistics by someone here in the comments, I came from a very poor household, a daughter of a single mother who was a waitress her whole life, and I got straight A's, graduated with high honors, and did very well for myself without all the extras for poor people. You get what you work for. Sorry, you are the idiot. No idiots here. You were just doing your job. He has every right to be upset. It's interesting because I wouldn't consider someone making $65,000 a year low income. Some Googling is showing me that 54% of families in the US in 1920 had an income of less than $75,000. So you're roughly saying half the country is low income. I can understand why I'd be offended.